Hey guys, Matt Weed with Matt W Fishing, and I want to talk to you about my #1 flipping bait for Lake Okeechobee in the summer, and pretty much any grass lake that has any larger than average fish in the summertime. You know, a lot of people are used to flipping like your stinger, your brunner crawl, flipping on like a 1/2 or 3/4 ounce, or even flipping a jig with a Mega Daddy on the back, and that works great. But one unique presentation that you can use is flipping a big stinger. This is a big piece of plastic, and it's gonna get you those big bites that that jig can get you. You know, the big key with this whole presentation is the right tackle. You gotta have 65-pound braid, of course, bobber stop. I like to flip it on a 1/2 ounce sinker. I think it gives it the right fall. And the thing about this bait that you notice, it's very flat. So when you flip it in there, it's gonna kind of have that natural, what I call the bluegill glide. This time of year, you want something with a lot of action that moves a lot of water, and these big chunky kickers are gonna do that for you. Biggest thing for this bait is flipping it with the right hook. You know, I use a lot of different hook brands for whatever technique I'm doing, but the one hook that I can't recommend enough is a 6/0 laser trocar monster flipping hook. And I'll be honest guys, I usually don't flip this with anything else, but for this presentation, for this bait, it just fits it perfect. It puts that big hook way back in the bait. And I'll be honest, with this combination right here, when I go flipping, I get hung up less with this setup than I do with anything else with a 1/2, 3/4, 1 ounce, whatever, even a jig. So another big part of the setup is an 8-to-1 reel. I like to be able to pick up line and get my bait back out there. Usually if the fish gets you in a big ball of grass, you're using your rod to pull that fish out anyways. You're really not winching them out. And if that fish is coming towards you, you can pick up that line. My rod of choice is a Senko Sticks, a Punchaholic. This is a little bit bigger rod. A lot of people flip the reed beater or like 7/6 to 7/8. I like to go to a 7-10 extra heavy action, moderate fast bend flipping stick. For a couple reasons. I want to have that long rod with all that leverage, and I want to have the power to turn a really big fish that you're going to hook this time of year. When I go to Okeechobee and I'm flipping this bait, my choice targets are buggy whip heads, whether they're isolated, whether it's a big line of them on the outside edge. Really thick Kissimmee grass patches are my absolute favorite. I think big fish get on Kissimmee grass better than anything else this time of year. You may have to bump it up to a 5/8 or a 3/4 ounce to get through that thicker Kissimmee grass where those fish are living this time of year. And one big key when you're flipping this time of year is you want to be around a lot of bait, whether you're on the outside edge, hearing shad, or you're around shad, or if you're kind of halfway back and you're hearing those bluegill pop. That's a big key. You want to make sure you're always around bait. And I think the biggest fish this time of year are targeting bluegill. Can you go catch a big one first thing in the morning on a shad spawn on a white swim jig or something? Absolutely. But I honestly think the bigger, 6+ pounders that you're going to catch are eating bluegill about the size of your hand. And I think this bait imitates that perfectly. My go-to colors is the one I got here, back at you. I love the green pumpkin, black and blue laminate. That's a really good natural color when you get a little bit cleaner water. And when you actually push further back, the water's gonna clean up on you. So that might actually be a better choice. Or just a good old-fashioned Killer G, just a really natural bluegill presentation. If you guys wanna find this bait, just go to thegamblerlures.com, or you can find them on Tackle Warehouse or Bass Pro Shops. If you wanna find me, go to mattwfishing.com. You'll find my website, you'll find my page, all my social media accounts are on there, and you'll find my guide trips, which actually I can take you to Okeechobee, where you can go flip this bait, and we can go do it real time, and I can show you guys what it's all about.